guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Tess Zolli, licensed esthetician. I am here with my friend and mentor Michele Phelan today. She is a educator, esthetician, massage therapist, and owner of Concepts Institute of Advanced Aesthetics, and she's gonna give me a light facial today with facial massage and extraction. So I pulled you guys on Instagram, and most of you wanted to see a detailed example of massage and extractions, and Michele is the perfect person to demonstrate.
Yes, can't wait to get to it. I know that you like your massage, and I love doing massage and facials as well, and we'll go over several different types of massage. Maybe one for more, mature skin, one that's a little bit more anti-aging. Also, all massage is good for all skin types, but I'll take you through a couple of different techniques if that's okay for you.
Sounds perfect.
Excellent. Ready to go.
All right, let's do it.
When I go down the nose area, right, you can rock back and forth like this and then twist down. You know that the follicles, right, are facing down because the little hairs on the nose area are facing down. So it's just rock, 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 or you can hold with one hand and vibrate with the other a little bit to kind of loosen it up, and then twist down. Rock, twist. I'm trying to see if there are any blackheads, maybe like right in here. We can hold this nostril and just twist, twist. You're pretty clean, Tessa. You don't have a lot of congestion. These follicles are nice and clear and clean. If we did have a blackhead here, though, what I would do is I would take my fingers very close together, right? Hold with the left hand and vibrate slightly the right, and then twist down like this. So again, I'd hold together like this, kind of rock back and forth for a minute, vibrate, lightly vibrate, vibrate, and twist down. Looking for those blackheads. You have a little papule here. I'm wondering if we can take out this little papule. So if it's ripe, it's got like a little whitehead on it, just a very small one. Twist, twist. There we go. It's coming out slowly but surely. Twist, twist. Got it. Of course, you want to wipe later with some astringent to help disinfect. Right.
Sorry if the camera is shaky. we're doing this on a limited budget with a limited team.
You don't have a camera person right now.
Yeah,
you have
I'm
to hold it yourself. Let's look over here. I always see a little solar lentigo there, a little sunspot.
Yeah.
Not bad, though. Sure you're using your melanogenesis inhibitor.
Yes.
Let's look over here. I'm looking under magnification. It looks really clear. Tessa, how about this little guy here? Let's go ahead and rock. Right. Twist. I'm going to look here on your nose again. The nose area, we can just sort of is a little milia right here. Now the milia, if you're doing peels over the milia, that should soften up the membrane, hopefully make it easier to extract at some point, but I see two milia there that would actually require a small lancet to be able to extract.
And how do you know they're milia?
Milia, they're white, they're very small. Where do they go? They're so small it was even hard to find and keep track of it. But they're little white bumps, right? They're not pimples, and definitely not pustules. Little white bumps like this one here. You could feel the elevation. It almost looks like a pimple that's not inflamed or infected because there's no pus. Here's another one right here. You see that? Do you see that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's milia. So without a lancet, if we had a lancet, we would come in and wipe it, right? We would come in with the lancet and not stick it like this directly into the skin, but just underneath and create a little tiny little hole, small hole, and then rock back and forth, and the debris would come from it. I know in some states we can't we can't do that. How about this side? Do you see anything here?
I don't think so.
Your skin is like amazingly clean, which
That's
is
one thing
would be normal, right? For which would be expected from you, an esthetician who works with skin. What I do see in your skin is some solar lentigo, like some mild solar lentigo, the brown spots, but not really. Very few.
Yeah.
Let me get some blankets for you, Tex. Okay. So you're warm. We always want to start with your client being comfortable, right?
There we go. Tip number 1.
Yes. And you've got a little pillow underneath your knees to elevate your knees a little bit to take pressure off your lower back. You know if you're warm enough.
And that's a good point, Michelle, when you notice those cues. What were you noticing that you thought, oh, I should get a blanket?
You look a little chilly.
Look a little chilly, right?
You do. And usually, we'll ask the client, are you warm enough? Do you need an extra blanket? Do you need some extra heat?
Yeah.
Because I know I've been in massage before having a massage done and just sitting there freezing. Mm-hmm. No one says anything until they touch my hands and say, are you cold? And it's like little blocks of ice. It's good to, I know it is good to speak up too for the client. But I always like to ask.
It's good to ask because some people don't want to be rude. Or they feel like they're imposing.
Exactly. Or you just don't want to stop the massage. You're feeling, oh, I don't want to interrupt her. Right. So communication is half the battle. So I'm going to take a little hand sanitizer. And I know you like lavender essential oil, Tess.
I do.
So I added 1 drop of lavender to the massage oil, which has, and I'm making sure you're not allergic, it has a little bit of coconut oil, very, very small amount of grapeseed, and just a very, couple of drops of jojoba.
That's all fine.
Okay. So I'll go ahead, I have it here in this glass bowl. I like to pour it over the client's, décolleté. Not over the face, in case it falls off, drips out of my hands and onto your face. That wouldn't be a good thing. So we'll apply to the décolletage first. Want to make sure too that your client likes the essential oil that you are using for him or her. Scent is so steeply linked to memory that you want the client to have a good reaction, both for the skin purposes and also the sort of mental aspect of it as well. They don't like the scent, they're not going to like the massage.
So Michelle did ask me before we got started if I liked lavender, which I do, but I remember, Michelle, you always make that point to ask because it can be so linked to memory. So if they don't like it, you don't want them to be thinking of negative experiences during the treatment.
Exactly. Someone has we think everyone likes lavender, but it's interesting, not everybody likes lavender, whether it just be the scent that they don't care for, or maybe they have some kind of a negative association to the scent. But I would say most people do like lavender. I'm just going to apply to the décolleté first. Massage the deltoid and the bicep. And off the occipital ridge. Let's take a little more massage oil and start on the face. Start with a house over the chin. I'm going to go up to the forehead, and a little house over the forehead, back down to house over the chin, and forehead. Back back and forth a few times, several times. And check also with your client, make sure the pressure is good. It's not too much pressure, it's not too soft. How's the pressure so far?
Beautiful.
So most of the time, right, each technique you want to do about 3 times so they can really relax. So with these fingers here, the middle finger and the ring finger, we're going to massage 3 circles at the temple. Massage 3 circles, little circles, right in front of the ear, the pre-auricular. Three circles, upward movements. Right, kind of at the, not the jawline, but these little rigid areas here at the maxilla portion. Then we're going to go down to the chin again. 1, 2, 3. Let's bullfrog back up to the temples. You can kind of see how I'm rocking my body at the same time from the hip area so that I don't hurt my own back. Let's do that again. 3 times. Sides of the ear. 3 times. Little ridges. Jaw 3 times. Chin. And back up again. Right where you started from. Let's do that one more time. Temples. Front of the ear. Jaw region. And the chin. Okay, here we go back up again. This time we're going all the way to the temples. We're going to use 3 fingers here. Make the circles larger. Let's make those circles moving towards the 3rd eye. Big circles, 2 big circles. Go back out to the temples. Let's do that again. How's the pressure, Tessa?
It's good.
Okay. Massage is just really good because it helps to increase circulation, which helps to bring the blood and the lymph into the skin, which helps to bring, of course, oxygen, nutrients, water. It's very relaxing. It helps to release serotonin in the brain, which helps to induce relaxation. Let's go back to the middle again. Now we're going to make a big X in the forehead, hand over hand. So if you have the music playing, you want to move with the music. You want to go too fast or too slow. Big X's on the forehead. This is kind of a good place to be if you ever forget and think, where do I go now? You can come back here to this point and massage these X's on the forehead and decide where you're going to go next. So maybe about 10 or 15. Hand over hand. So now we're going to do an 8 around the eye area. This is really good for like eye strain, stress, sinus issues. So we're going to start with your right hand and the ring finger and the middle finger. Here we go. And just as you come back up with your right hand, the left hand is just going to Swoop the forehead. Right hand never leaves the track. Train never leaves the track. Swipe with your left hand. Again, the right hand never leaves. And swipe. At least 3 times. You can do more than 3 times if you want. If your client is telling you they really like this technique, they really like this move, you can do a little bit more in this area. Let's go back and do the X's again. Get ready for our next position, next technique. If you rock your body kind of from side to side like I am, it's going to take a lot of pressure and stress off your own back and arms. Now we're going to take the middle finger and the ring finger, and here we're going to come and apply pressure on the occipital ridge, excuse me, the corrugator. We're not at the occipital ridge yet. We're going to do the corrugator. Here we're going to use the index, middle, ring, middle, index. And around again. Index, middle, ring, middle, index. Around again. Index, middle, ring, middle, index. Let's do it again. It's like playing the piano. Index, middle, ring, middle, index. 3 fingers around, corrugator, back to the forehead, a few more X's on the forehead. Now we're going to do something that I call around the world. Here we go. With 3 fingers on the face, gently down, don't apply a lot of pressure, down and around. Again, very lightly down and around. This is called around the world. So we're going to come back to the forehead and just do a couple of the larger X's. This is an X on the forehead. And then we're going to make them a little smaller. We're going to move to the right. And swoop the temples. The zygomaticus, which is the cheekbone. Masseter. And then to cut over to the other side, we're going to scissor the chin. So scissor, 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 and cut over. Remember, if you have music going, which you could, you want to keep the pace with your music. So up to the zygomaticus, just going back up on the other side, and across the forehead again, across the forehead again. Scissor again, scissor the chin. Actually, we're doing a little house rather on the chin and the house on the forehead. So let's house, chin, house, the forehead. House the chin and the forehead. Let's take your fingers and stop on the temples and smooth the eyebrows with your thumbs. Smooth the upper portion of the eyebrows with your thumbs. And we're going to roll over the third eye, thumb over thumb movements, and smooth over the eyebrows. This is really good for stress headaches, eye strain, sinus pressure. Smooth the eyebrows again. Let's slide to the chin. Just do a couple of little houses over the chin, because we're going to now move from the face down to the neck and then the décolleté. So let us roll up on the neck, hand over hand. Faster. For some of your older clients, a little tap movement like this is a good idea on the platysma and on the submental. That slight tapping helps to tone the muscle. The muscle wants to contract when this happens, so it helps to tone. Are you okay, Tessa?
Yes, we love all the toning.
Let's tone this area.
I'm getting more snatched by the minute.
Good. Not too hard. Light tapping. This is like a le papillon, butterfly. Slow the butterfly down. And let's move to the décolleté. To really kind of get into the muscles, you want to move your body so that you're using the strength, right, the energy from your entire body, and you're giving that to your client. If you just use your hands or your arms, you're going to be super, super tired after this, and you won't be able to do another facial. So let's go to the deltoid, bicep, and tricep. And with your thumbs, right, you're going to go behind the shoulder and massage the traps. Get in there and knead the traps. So you're between the scapula and the spine. And I'm really bracing my feet so I can put my whole body into this. Are you okay with the pressure? Now I'm going to flip my hands around like this, and I'm going to come up like this, in between the scapula and the spine. So again, it's like this. One side and then the other. Back and forth. And if they really like the pressure, if she really likes the pressure, she wants more pressure, we can dive in a little more deeply. Too much pressure?
No, you're fine.
Okay. More pressure?
No, you're fine.
Okay. Now we're going to wring the neck. So we're kind of cupping the neck like this, right, and bringing it to the side. Wringing the neck, which is really good for the whole, sort of the back of the neck. Trapezius.
It's like heaven, you guys.
This is really good for a tight, like neck area, headaches, release stress. Our neck does so much work for us. We have to release pressure here. And you can come up here and massage the occipital ridge. Massage the occipital ridge. Pressure on the occipital ridge where the neck meets the base of the cranium. Let's do that again. Wringing the neck. So if your client tells you they really like something, you can do it a little bit more. A few extra times. Massage the occipital ridge with the neck. Turn her head by just gently pushing it to the side. Now we're going to come around and off. Again, down gently on the neck. Press the shoulder back and around. Gently down the neck, shoulder back, around, and now I'm going to take my other hand and just swoop the whole area, this whole trapezius region. Use your body so you don't hurt your back. To the side. How are we going to do that? Come around, just gently move to the side. The other side now. Gently down on the neck, push the shoulder down and around. Again. Shoulder. So we're at the back. We're at the back of the body, on the trapezius portion, the upper portion of the traps. And we're going all the way up the neck and off the occipital ridge. Let's come back to the front of the body, and I'm going to do something called the swim. So right hand across the décolleté and around the shoulder. Left hand across the décolleté and around the shoulder. So they're both moving simultaneously. This is really good for a tight neck and shoulders. Let's go back to down the bicep Then massage the deltoid. Down the bicep with your thumbs and with your forefingers, massage the deltoid. Again. With your four fingers, you're going to come back around and massage in between the scapula. I'm even going to stand up for this so I can get way down there. Scapula and spine. Wring the neck again. Are you breaking a sweat yet? Not your client, but the esthetician.
Yeah, I'm not doing any work here. That's for sure.
So you can use your thumbs again, right? And you can come up behind the muscle, the back, the traps. Kind of get in there. If you feel tight knots, or you know there might be a buildup of lactic acid, where it's anaerobic respiration, where the muscle does more work than it normally does. Sometimes that happens. Usually the muscle will release CO2. That's normal. But if there's a lot of tension there and you feel those tight muscles, the muscle has a buildup of lactic acid. And so getting that blood, that circulation into the muscle is really good because it helps to release the lactic acid. The muscle will then release that pressure. It will then be aerobic, be getting enough oxygen, and hopefully the knots will start to go down and the client will feel less discomfort and feel a lot more loose. Go around and let's come off the occipital ridge, make a house over the mouth, house over the forehead, go around the eyes. Let's do some pressure points. Let's do the corrugator. About 7 pounds, I would say maybe 4 pounds. 4 pounds of pressure. That's just, light pressure for about 7 seconds. Now the temples, in front of the ear. Little ridges of the jaw. Chin, corners of the mouth. Be careful with the teeth or if they have braces. Corners of the nose without closing the nostrils. Corrugator again. Temples. Corrugator, temples, one more time corrugator, and slide the eyebrows, slide over the eyebrows, slide, iron out the forehead, move up the forehead, and iron it out. Down a little bit, back down to the eyebrows, and then back up again. Let's do those big X's on the forehead, and we're going to go to the scalp. if you're going to go to the scalp, you want to go to the scalp after you're done with the face. So we'll do about 10 to 15 of these big X's. Not too fast. If you have music playing, you want to go with the music. And you probably want to end your massage at the end of a song or at the end of a piece of music. So you feather off, at the end of a piece of music. Let's go to the scalp. It's kind of like this. Just kind of a movement. Don't use your nails though, just the pads of your fingertips. Massage the temples. For people who have TMJ, temporal mandibular joint or temporal mandibular dysfunction, massaging the temples is really good because this chewing muscle gets really, really tight. So you want to get circulation moving through this area. You can kind of open up your fingers a little bit so that you get, a larger amount of skin and muscle. And you're rocking your own body back and forth. So it takes pressure off your shoulders and hands. This way you're using the energy, right? Your own energy from not just your hands and shoulders, but most of your body energy is going into this. So it's not going to tire you out afterwards. So we're going to take our thumbs and we're going to apply pressure down the center of her crania. Thumbs like this, side by side. Pressure down the center. Move back a little bit towards the table, pressure again. Move back a little bit, or down I should say, towards the table, pressure again. Still using your body. Let's just do a little bit more here. For your clients who have puffy eyes and they need a little lymphatic drainage is a complex massage to learn and really requires a full class to do it correctly. But let's just do a little bit of lymphatic drainage around the eye area, just around the eye area. So taking these two fingers, right, the ring finger and the middle finger, normally we don't have any oil on the skin at all. We want it kind of dry. There's not too much oil here, that's okay. So these two fingers to the side of the eye, and we're going to do this really light stretch that moves this way, right? Moves some of the oil around the eye area, because for lymphatic drainage around the eye area, we don't really want any oil. And then we are going to take these two fingers, the middle finger and the ring finger, put it to the side of the eye, and straight stretch laterally and slightly down. So that's out and slightly down, which means lateral and slightly inferior, like a little bit of a C, right, or a crescent. So let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go right under the eye, same thing. You don't want to feel any bone. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the inner portion, same thing, stretching the skin out and slightly down 5 times, picking up that lymph around the eye area and moving it to the side of the face, which then it will naturally drain down and back through the terminus, which is very close to the clavicle, and then go back into blood circulation again. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if we could turn, you can kind of see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Closer here. 1. So there are 3 different points. 4, 5. Again. 1, 2. And the reason for this is it's picking up a lot of the fluid, the interstitial fluid, the edema, and it's moving it out of and away from the eye area. It will drain towards the lateral portion of the face and then back down to the terminus and go back into circulation again. It brings down swelling, right, which can cause puffiness and unsightly edema. 4, 5. Let's do the upper eye area with these 2 fingers. Just kind of tug on the little tail portion of the eyebrow 5 times. 3, 4, 5. You don't want to feel let's go to the middle of the brow 5 times. You don't want to feel the bone beneath the surface of the skin, because that means you're applying too much pressure. And it's just a stretch and release. Let's go to the middle, the chunky part of the brow, 5 times. 3, 4, 5. Back to the tail, 5 times. Middle portion of the brow, 5 times. The body of the brow, 5 times. It's just stretch, release. Stretch, release. We're getting that lymph to flow laterally, bringing down swelling. Decreased puffy eyes, pressure around the eyes, discomfort. Let's go back to the corners 5 times. Middle of the brow. 5 times. And then the body of the brow 5 times. Stretch, release, stretch, release, stretch, release. Okay, now we're going to very gently just do a very light effleurage that moves everything lateral, which is out, and slightly down. You're not pulling the skin down. You're just on the, or I should say the muscle down. Just very, very light. So everything can move like this and then back down to the terminus again. I'm going to do a little bit of tap movement. Sometimes called a papillon or la papillon for the jaw area. Now you could do this before the lymphatic drainage. Probably best to do it before the lymphatic drainage. We're doing it afterwards, but just to show you here. Go up the face. When you tap like this, the muscles tend to contract to sort of escape the tapping, which tightens and tones the muscle. You don't want to slap too hard so you bruise your client. Are you okay, Tessa? Mm-hmm. Take your thumbs, apply pressure to the cranium and take a deep breath in. And while you're taking a deep breath in, you're applying pressure to the cranium. And then when you exhale, you release the cranium. You can shake out.
Okay guys, that is our video for today. We wanted to show you some light extractions as well as massage and facial massage. So a huge thank you to Michele at Concepts Institute for her beautiful facial today. Thank you so much, Michele, for coming on my channel.
Absolutely. It's always great to be here with you, Tess. It's always good to be able to do your facial. If anyone has any questions or interested in any classes, you could always come find me at Concepts Institute. You could go to www.conceptsinstitute.com. And I hope that we can do another one of these videos, which I always find really exciting.
Yes, this was the easiest video I've ever filmed. So
yay,
thank you, Michele.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for watching. We will see you in the next one.
See you again.